Oh, we're live. Hey.
We are live. Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live with the incredible Mark Frisco and our awesome Jamie Campos, our top producing realtor. Jamie, I wasn't even going to try to pronounce that other name
It's okay.
and murder it.
I'm trying to. I think
I love it, though.
might be jumping on, so Sloka's nice and present there. There we go.
Yes, very good. Mark, take it away, son.
Well, look, I am so excited. First of all, my name is Mark Frisco. I'm a coach with the Core Training, and I am so excited and so grateful to interview my top student of the semester, an absolute rock star that's just killing it right now, Miss Jamie Campos. I'm also not going to say the rest of that name.
Love that.
So I just want to start, and I want to ask you, Jamie, like, you know, where did you start in real estate? Like, give me a little bit of your journey. And then I want to kind of dive into like your journey with the core too. So give me like pre-real estate, pre-core, and then like where we're at now. And I may stop you and ask some questions along the way. So go.
Yeah, of course. So I'm actually a second generation realtor. My dad started in 1999. So it was more or less around the house, a lot of real estate talk. So grateful for that. But, you know, jumping out of college, like every college student, not knowing what direction to go in and what to do, I started bartending and then still like helping around at the family business. But then really took it serious. I think the manager, he needed to buy a home. So I helped him buy a home and then I was off.
Nice. I feel like a lot of us in real estate have a customer service or like service industry background. So I worked for Outback Steakhouse for like 5 years. It was kind of like I was a dual realtor slash waiter, you know, for a period of time at the beginning of my journey too. So you jumped right in with your manager, sold him a house, kind of dove into the family business.
Mm-hmm.
So like from there forward, what has that journey looked like leading up to the core?
Yeah, so 2013 is really when we started transacting. So I basically got the reins and started trying to network. I worked alongside my sister, so me and her leveraged each other as the Chicago Property Sisters in 2013. That's when we opened up the business. And essentially, we just really hit our network and our sphere, and also leveraging our background of being second generation realtors. And from there grew to, alongside our business partner up north in the north side of Chicago, grew our broker agency of over 50 agents now here. But my primary focus is on the Chicago Property Sisters and our transacting.
And your team, right?
And our team.
So how is being a broker? Is that a lot of fun? Like having 50 agents and being a broker? Like, is that just like an awesome job? It sounds pretty cool.
I would say like through my journey, I'm so grateful for it, and to be able to see just like the core in a way of seeing agents grow and different and be having a little bit of pieces. I have found that I needed to continue to stay focused. So hopefully, as they follow, they could just, more of just like leading in that way. And that is why I was so grateful to find the core, because I felt at a certain point I was just capped. I didn't have any more of the answers.
Yeah.
And I really needed to find someone who can provide that direction. So that's when I found the core.
Yeah. So it sounds like, you recognize that doing the brokerage thing was cool. You really like helping other people and helping these agents grow, but you lost focus of the sales side a little bit. And I think the core maybe helped you realign that focus and really dive into your team. So that leads me to, and we're like rolling along super fast, which I love because I really want to use the backside of this interview to dive into your business and some tactics that you've implemented. But let's just talk about, so you found the core. How did you find the core?
Actually, a lender that I worked with that was in level 3 at the time for about, I think, 3 or 4 years. And he introduced me and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, you got to come out to the summit. You just have to come out. And I was like, what's a summit? How much is it? And then we just took that step, that leap of faith, and I just had to follow. But I would say through my journey of running since 2013, I always knew I wanted a team because I knew in order to help more people, I needed that support.
Right.
So growing that, when I went to the summit, and it was life changing. I'll never forget my first summit. I think Rick was yelling at us the whole time, and I just felt like, holy crap. I walked outside and I was like, I have been doing this all wrong the last 10 years. And so at that point, when I came, I called my sister crying. She's in the background here. And I was like, I think we need to stop like what we're doing. And so at that time, we had almost 3 full-time buyer's agents, 2 assistants. And I was like, whew. So pump the brakes, went to my first summit. I went all in. I went right to level 3. That's just who I am. I need to just jump in. And it was a great, I think at that point, just to give some people some numbers, with that big of a team, I want to say we were bringing in $250,000 in profit on a good year. With you as my coach just last month, putting a $200,000 pay log together. So it was just with the team I have now.
For those of you that don't know, that means that she grossed $200,000 in commission in 1 month. So net to you or net to the team, that's probably what, like 150, 160, something like that.
That brings me to when I came back to my first summit, I really just had to implode my team. And through my level 3 journey, I think my first coach was like, you got to figure out this team. And they really helped me grow through that. And for whatever reason or not, different team members have gone in different chapters of life, whether that's still in real estate or different things. And my leadership has grown as well. So I continue to learn through that. But I will say that now our team is super lean. So when I was making that profit, it took a lot more transactions. And now we have, my sister, who's an amazing operations manager. She's also the managing broker of our office. So that works hand in hand. And then we have a full-time RP1, which is our assistant. We're hoping to grow that, but that's the team right now, and putting those numbers up.
So your expenses are really low. So that big month, generated a lot of net profit to you, almost like over half of a year's worth of income, you did in 1 month. That's amazing. And I think that it just speaks to what the core teaches us. I'm incredibly, grateful for the core for what it's done in my journey as well. And so let's kind of roll over. Let's just talk about that for a second. So when did you start in the core? So how long have you been in level 3 coaching? Just to kind of sum that up, of like, we went from 250 a year to making 150 to 180 a month.
Right.
How long did that take for you to accomplish?
So we call semesters. Every 6 months is a new semester, which is what I love about the core, because you are given a new coach, and that provides different perspective.
Are you saying you're ready to leave me? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately, I would say I'm having the best semester ever. So it's been a great journey with you, and that's what I love about it. So this was technically my 5th semester in level 3. So 2.5 years.
2.5 years in a 2-year program. That's interesting. So, when you sign up level 3, you sign up for a 2-year commitment, right? But here you are, a half of a year past that, 6 months past that. And I think that's what we all realize. Like, we get in and we think we're going to graduate at year 2. And then we just realize that there's still so much to work on, and there's still so many coaches we haven't had yet, and just still so much more we can soak up, from the program. So in 2.5 years, you went from 250,000 in income to, what are you on pace for now this year?
This year, we should be, if we keep in touch, I think we're right around a little bit 400,000 plus.
400, 500,000 if we really keep it rolling. And just so you know, that's only because Jamie, like most of us, had a bit of a slow start to this year, right? And then with that slow start, part of what we did through coaching together was really just trying to battle through that mindset of like, what's happening in this market? How do we overcome? How do we find more leads? How do we find more business? And I don't want to take, all the credit, but I want to say that
You should take a lot of it.
I really pushed you to continue to do the daily activities necessary in order to take your business to the next level. And I think that that's why now we're in the back half of the semester. We've got, 2-3 months back to back now where you're just, killing it. So, and that's the difference, for me, that's the difference, because otherwise, if you were left on your lonesome back in January and February, who knows, like you might still be in that, mindset of, oh, the market's tough. It just is what it is. I'm just going to accept it. Right. But, fortunately, we were able to work together and really, really just, for me, identify what's up with your business, where you're at, and then push you to do the activities necessary to get to the level that you're at now. So that leads me to, can you tell me, what do you think are some of the things that we worked on this semester that have really generated the success that you're having right now?
Yeah, I think, like, me as a person, I'm not as disciplined as we keep it simple, and that's what I need and helps me in the business. So for this semester, it was, when those tough months where, you're not putting up the numbers that you need to do or whatever the case may be, keeping focus on the greatness tracker. And, by you grading it, like my efforts of like, there's no reason why I can make a certain amount of calls. Like, it's my actions. So like by you grading it and looking at my greatness tracker, which is our activities that we're doing every week, and just breaking out every week, I knew the results were going to come because the work was being put in. And so I trusted the process. I trusted my coach, trusted you. Our homework assignments were very, geared towards and specific to our current business and how we can generate results, which is key, because when you are a realtor, you're running your own business, whether you have a team or not, and you're wearing so many different hats. So having the direction and saying, okay, out of all the tasks you have to do, these are the main top responsibilities. So every 2 weeks, making sure that homework was in and doing those extra assignments, which you really have laid them on me the last couple months.
I think the last couple calls, right? So Our coaching journey has looked like this. It's gotten tougher and tougher and tougher every month because I'm constantly testing to see what you can handle. And all the things that I put on your plate are things that you have actually suggested that you wanted to do, that I've said, okay, well, you're going to do it, and now you're going to turn it into me. And I think that's the beauty of our program. And let's just face it, I think that if we're crazy enough to be in real estate, like most of us are knuckleheads to some extent, right? We're defiant. We don't want to, surrender to a process. And the core, through accountability, we force you to do that, force you to surrender to the process, force you to do the things that you've already said that you wanted to do that otherwise you may procrastinate and avoid, and therefore generate success. So I want to talk about the greatness tracker real quick. So for those of you that don't know, our greatness tracker looks like 15 face-to-faces a week, 4 break breads a week, 4 lunches, breakfast, or having a cocktail or coffee with a client or with a business partner, 75 talk tos. So you have to actually talk to, not just dial, talk to 75 different people a week. At least 1 event that you attend, 3 videos that go out to at least a large group of people, 3 separate videos, 20 thank you cards. We've got 5 theme days that we call on. Mondays, we call our VIPs. Tuesdays, we call our current clients and do updates. Wednesdays, we do our hot leads. Thursdays, we call our past clients. And on Fridays, we call on what we call whales, which we've really been hyper focused on this semester. And then, the final thing is we track how many leads we're getting and how many deals we're doing on a weekly basis. And those greatness trackers, I always say, it is the heartbeat of your business. And if you don't fill one, your business will skip a beat. And unfortunately for us as realtors, all the work that we do, we don't see until when, Jamie? How long does it take for you fill those greatness trackers and it feels great that you're filling them, but when do you really see the results?
I would say maybe it could be even up to 60 days after, if not.
Yeah.
Just like what you're doing now won't show up till you're always like, hey, how's August looking? Because
right.
But we're in June, because it's always we understand what the contracts
we're doing
now are really. So.
That activity today is what's going to lead to the results later. And I think that's where realtors tend to get hung up, is that they look at these greatness trackers. They might fill one, for example. I have students that'll fill one. And it's like, oh, well, I didn't get anything. It's like, well, you need to fill them consistently every week. And I want to commend you because I don't believe that you turned in one greatness tracker to me that was short this semester. Did you?
I really don't think so. I
No.
mean, I think
Testament.
maybe one, but it was like something very small.
Something came up in there. Yeah. And that's okay. And look, we're not always going to be perfect. There's going to be those bumps in the road, but that's what it's all about. It's about ironing that stuff out and then consistently delivering the effort and tracking the effort to generate the result that unfortunately for us as realtors, like you got to do it. It's like working out in the gym. Like you don't go to the gym and leave with 6-pack abs, right? Like you have to work out in the gym regularly for 6 months and eat right, and then you might have 6-pack abs, right?
I think it's important to know on the greatness tracker as well is that I have 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 4-year-old, almost 7. And I really, Monday through Friday, is like, I know the weekends I want to spend time with them. And so I'm getting those greatness trackers done in 5 days. And some weeks, depending on what I have going on, it'll be whatever. I know on Saturday and Sunday, I'm having to make a few calls because I'm short on my greatness tracker and I will not submit my calls under. So I think that's important. And people to understand that you can get it done in 5 days. If you give yourself 5 days, you'll get it done in 5 days. If you give yourself 3 days, you'll get it done in 3 days. But, that's up to you and you need to prioritize that time.
So I think let's go one final thought that you want to share, like a final tactic that's really worked well for you this semester, that if it isn't already impacting your business, that you can already tell is going to blow up your business going forward.
Well, I would say I'm in the process of that right now, which is farming. So with the core, which has definitely transformed since we started, is farming to our own database, which is the evidence success letter of the heart. So us doing that on a consistent basis of actually mailing those out has been great. And now taking it up a step and doing my neighborhood now that I'm in a new neighborhood. So I'm interested to continue to look into that new way of marketing. But yeah, I would say that is what we're in the process. That was my homework to turn it to this week to show you, and that's in place. I'm excited to see those results.
That is really exciting. And I'll tell you that farming has been a huge success for me. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently mailing about 5,000 pieces a month to a very specific niche market. And it has 100% saved my business this year because let's face it, the market has been tough. There is less units going on. And by focusing on this higher price market, I've been able to obtain a good handful of $1 million plus listings that have kind of backfilled the pipeline and kept us alive during this time. So if anybody wants to talk about farming, we can definitely dive into it.
And that's true about doing all this and the way your database will grow with you. One last really cool, stat for me since joining the core. When I started the core, our average price point was about $295,000. This month it was $658,000, and we're pushing about $400,000 year to date.
Wow.
So
it's doubled your average price point year to date.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that makes such a huge difference. So you're doing the same amount of work. Well, actually, you're doing more work because you're doing more business, but the same amount of work for twice the paycheck, basically. So There you go. Well, awesome. I don't know. Let's see if we have any comments. I don't see any comments or anything, in the chat here. So, Jennifer, you got anything for us?
No, you guys are amazing. That was awesome. I really, really appreciate it. I love it.
I think, don't we have an event coming up sometime soon?
Yes, please let all your peeps know about the Mega. It's August 9th in Dallas. It is super, super discounted. It's going to be focusing on leads, which is a lot of struggle for a lot of people. So get all your peeps there, and team training as well for your teams is going to be in August on the 23rd and 24th in Dallas as well. And that will focus a lot on job duties and what we do here at the core, and just get people on the same page. And it'll be really good. We haven't had it in 2 years, so it's going to be really, really good.
I love both those events. So they're amazing. The mega is great, impactful. One day, out, get the nuggets, go home, implement. I did that last year. Crucial.
That's that fire again. It's like between the summit and the mega.
It's definitely nice if you're a newer level 3, I feel like, and you just need that extra shot in the arm in between summits. I think it's really good to go, because then you just come back and you start implementing tactics again. I think team training is huge. So I don't know about you, Jamie, but like for me, like with my team, I've noticed that like they're kind of like my kids sometimes. Like I'll tell them stuff over and over and over again, and they never hear me. And then it's like you send them off to team training, and they come back and they're like, "I've got this great idea," and it's like they start telling me, I'm like, "Yeah, this is the stuff I've been telling you to do for years." It's kind of like, you know, when your kid runs off and talks to their cousin or their uncle and gets some amazing idea that you've been telling them forever. So,
I told you so.
Good way to put it, for sure.
Thank you guys so much. You are both incredible, and I wish you nothing but the best. Jamie, you're on fire. Keep it going, girl.
Thank you.
Love your story.
All right. I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Bye.